When you find yourself in the backcountry in potentially a life-threatening situation, there is an order of operations to prioritize your needs of survival. The first one is to stop, and as an acronym we literally stop, S, think, T, O, observe, and P, make a plan. And this is a situational response time. So if, for example, your plane has crashed and there are things exploding all around you, the amount of time that you have to collect yourself, to find your sort of composure and think clearly, recognize that this is for real, and observe your surroundings, make that plan and act on it, it's very short. In a situation where, let's say, you are on a day hike and you find yourself to be lost and realize that you are potentially in some trouble, maybe you have a bit longer. You go ahead and relax yourself by sitting in a nice shady spot and trying to concentrate on positive things. Think about where you came from, where you want to go, which direction the sun was on you as you were walking throughout the day, to try and figure out which direction you were going and thus which way you returned, have it on your opposite side. So you have a little bit more time to relax and do this, to compose yourself. Once that has happened, your next priority, and once again this is a situational response time, is to take care of your major injuries or life-threatening medical issues. So we begin with airway, breathing, and circulation. These three issues, which all connect to one another, can be life-threatening within a number of minutes. Basically what happens is that our diaphragm contracts and moves downwards, opening up our chest cavity and allowing our lungs to expand. We also have these intercostal muscles in between our rib cage which do the same thing. And we take in air and we exhale CO2, which we need to rid of. If for some reason we have a blockage in our airway, we're unable to get oxygen into our lungs, into our heart, into our cells, our tissues, and circulate throughout our body, and then obviously we can't exhale that CO2. If this happens, we have a number of minutes before we'll die. So keeping that airway open is really critical. Breathing, the same thing. Perhaps there's not a blockage, but there are a number of issues which can prohibit us from breathing correctly. And if we can't get that oxygen circulating, we go into a hypoxic state, which ultimately can lead to cardiac arrest. And that is sort of the ultimate killer of all humans and animals, is a cardiac arrest. Though, with medicine today, there are things that we can do to save ourselves, but in the backcountry, it's very, very dangerous. And the third one is circulation. Oftentimes I think of this as a giant gushing wound where blood is coming out, and thus, once again, we're not able to circulate that oxygen into all of our cells and throughout our body and our blood because we're bleeding out. There are other circulation issues that can happen, but airway, breathing, circulation all can lead to cardiac arrest, which can kill you very quickly. What do you do? There are a lot of things that you can do. Ultimately, you need to get help. You need to get rescued as soon as possible. So your next step to save either your life, but most likely you're saving someone else's life at the time, is to immediately set up rescue signals and try and get evac'd, go find evacuation help. I would like to suggest to everyone that if you're going out into a wilderness setting, or just in city limits, that you take a CPR AED course and move forth into a first responder or wilderness first responder license. I've taken mine through the Wilderness Medicine Institute for about a decade, and you get recerted every couple of years, and you learn so much about the body and how to take care of it. So I'm not going to go into what to do with, chest compressions and all of that kind of stuff. It's something that you need to learn from professionals, but it is important information.